converting from base 10 to another base. Let's look for a moment at a base 10 number, say 247. And what does this mean? So we look at the positions of the numbers. So the first position, 7. The second position, 4. The third position, 2. So what that means is 7 multiplied by 10 to the 0. 10 to the 0 is 1. So these are the ones. This means 4 times 10 to the 1. 10 to the 1 is 10. So 4 times 10 is 40. These are the tens. And this is the position of the hundreds. 10 to the 2 is 100. So 2 times 100 is 200. So this is just to recall. 10 to the 0 equals 1. 10 to the 1 equals 10. 10 to the 2 equals 100. So if we calculate that, this is what we get. 7 times 10 to the 0 plus 4 times 10 to the 1 plus 2 times 10 to the 2. And we calculate that out, and we get 247. So that's our regular decimal number. And these are the positions, 1, 2, 3, when I'm talking about this in the next part of the example. So let's convert 200 base 10 to base 7. Now normally we would not say 200 base 10. Base 10 is the default, and we would just say 200. I'm just writing that for the exercise. So we're going to convert 200 base 10 to base 7. So we will use the mod and the div operators that we've been using in this course to help us. And we'll put our calculations as we do them in this green box. So our approach is going to be to use the mod and the div operators. So we're going to calculate the ones. That would be that first position on the right. And we're going to say 200 div 7 equals 28. So our number is 200. Our base is 7. 200 div 7 equals 28. And in our scratch area, 7 goes into 200 28 times. 28 times 7 equals 196, and we have a remainder of 4. We'll leave that for now. Then we say 200 mod 7 equals 4. We just calculated that. The remainder, when we divide 7 into 200, is 4. So our first digit is 4, and we write that in our green box. Now let's calculate the 7s. That's the second position. So we take the 28 from our previous calculation that's circled here in red, and we say 28 div 7 equals 4. So in our scratch area, we said 7 goes into 28 4 times. 4 times 7 is 28 with a remainder of 0. So 28 mod 7 equals 0. We've already calculated that. So our second digit is 0, and we write that in our green box. Now, note that we used, in the first case, we found 28, and we circled that in red, and we used that number for our second calculation, 28 div 7. Now, for our third calculation, for the 7 squared calculation, or the 49, we're going to use 4. So for the 49s, or 7, or to the raised to 2, we say 4 div 7 equals 0. In our scratch, we say 7 goes into 4 0 times, and 4 mod 7 equals 4, because there's 4 left over. It didn't go in at all. So our third digit is 4, and we write that in our box. And we've got those 3 positions. The position 1, 2, and 3. So 200 base 10 is 404 base 7. And let's check that. Now again, remember that we never write 200 base 10. That's always assumed. This is just for the exercise. So let's calculate the different positions. So the first position, 4 times 7 to the 0, plus 0 times 7 to the 1, plus 4 times 7 to the 2. And 7 to the 2, of course, is 49. The red arrows show the positions. Now we calculate that out, and we end up with 200, which is what we expected.